Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Friday, January 10th, around 10 p.m. Mountain Time 2025. Record snow has fallen in the south and more is on the way as we are tracking live one of the largest wildfires in recorded history for the modern times in LA. Prayers go out to all those people affected. Keep calm. It's boom time. Well, the death toll has now risen to 11 deaths reported in the LA County fires. According to the medical examiner, more than 180,000 people remain displaced with evacuation orders in place. A red flag warning that had been set to expire Thursday was extended into Friday, and it's looking like the Santa Ana winds will continue through the weekend. Bad news for firefighters there. All LAUSD schools are canceled for Friday, and officials say thousands of structures have been destroyed. Firefighters may get a break Friday afternoon as the winds are expected to calm, but according to the forecast, that is not actually going to happen. Now, a Canadian Super Scooper plane was grounded for repairs after it was hit by a drone in the Palisades fire. And the big question is, and a state probe is on the way, why the Pacific Palisades Reservoir was offline and was empty. Take a look at that. A lot of homes could have been saved. We have the current stats for the fires currently. Let's check them out. Now, these numbers are being updated every hour. So what we have going on now in California as of now is 6 fires burning. We've got the Palisades fire, which is the largest fire at 21,317 acres. Good news there, there's been little growth over the last day. It's been burning for 3 days and is now 8% contained. We also have the Eaton fire, the second largest fire in the LA region. 14,117 acres burned, mandatory evacuations in place, and this is the most out of control fire, just 3% control there. The Kenneth fire, which is an arson fire, and that suspect has been incarcerated as we speak, is now 1,000 acres. It's been burning for a day, and it is now 50% contained. Good news there. More good news on the Hearst fire. Just 771 acres there up in the Hollywood Hills. Is that where that is? I do digress. Regardless, this baby is now 70% contained. And good news, the Lydia fire. Maybe that's the one. Is that in the Hollywood Hills or is that Mount Wilson? Well, the Lydia fire, just 395 acres burned, is now 98% contained. So we're getting some containment on these fires, and they are ringing them in as more resources enter the region. Bad news is winds are going to kick up and stay that way for the weekend. And this is as a winter storm brings record snow overnight with more to come. A massive winter storm named Cora continues to dump snow across the south. It's dwindling now, and it's reached the east coast. The massive winter storm blanketing the south with ice and record-breaking snow. Some cities seeing the most snowfall from a single storm in decades, and we've got some of those numbers. Some states have seen a foot or more of snow during the storm. We'll have all those details in just a second. Parts of Arkansas have seen 14 inches of snow in the storm. 7 inches have fallen in Little Rock, the most snow in 4 years. Portions of Oklahoma and Texas have gotten a foot of snow as well. Oklahoma City had 3.5 inches of snow, a daily record, while Amarillo, Texas, saw 9.5 inches, the most in a decade. Mississippi saw 7 inches of snow, ho, 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 while Alabama got 6 inches as it continues to snow in these states. Birmingham saw 2 inches of snow, the most in 11 years there. And Memphis, Tennessee got 7 inches of snow, the most snow in a single day in 40 years. Atlanta so far saw 2 inches, the most in 7 years in the storm. Several communities north of Atlanta measured up to 5 inches from this storm, and records are falling across the region. And as it moves east, winter weather advisories have been issued for the D.C. area as light snow is expected this evening. As of 6 a.m. this morning, these were the snowfall totals, and you can see those orange areas are 1 foot or more for eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. So in other portions of Arkansas, saw a foot or more up in the high country. Tomorrow, these numbers are going to be insane because remember, these numbers were as of 6 a.m. this morning. Now, throughout the day, we've got more snow falling. Let's refresh this. This is just in the last 6. This is the 24-hour accumulation. Let's see what's falling in the last. Yeah, okay, so that's basically 6 a.m., 8 p.m. So in the last 12 hours, you can see more snow, heavy snow now entering what appears to be Tennessee there. And take a look at the season accumulation. We now have snow, take a look at that, in 47 of the lower 48 this winter season. The only one missing out right now is Florida, and I think Florida might be seeing some snow in the near future. Take a look at the full forecast. Snow across the Tennessee Valley and the Mid-Atlantic, Pacific storm over the Intermountain West. A significant southern winter storm will wrap up tonight into Saturday morning as it slides off the Mid-Atlantic coast. Prior to its exit, widespread light or moderate snow will fall from the Tennessee Valley to the Mid-Atlantic. The entire Northeast will get some winter effects from this. A Pacific storm is expected to bring widespread snow as it races across the northern Great Basin and the northern plains into the upper Midwest and upper Great Lakes, bringing another phase of snow to this region. Now, taking a look at the national snowfall analysis for the season, we can see west of the Mississippi here, all of the high elevations 10 feet or more. So a good season for many areas, albeit in our area here in the Four Corners, it's kind of dry, so we're praying for moisture. And moisture indeed will be coming, but this La Nina pattern will remain in the East Coast, the Northwest, and the North, where the Southeast will continue to get the dry hole. And that means all those regions that are experiencing fire in Southern California, there is 0 precipitation for the rest of the month of January. So, bad news down there. Hopefully, there will be no more fire weather threats. So 3, 6. By tomorrow morning, there's the snow on the ground, and many regions could see another 6 to 8 inches of snow moving all the way over to the coast there in North Carolina and Virginia. Could be picking up some interesting snow there. We'll be reporting on it tomorrow. There's that clipper that's going to move from the west Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday and start to be affecting the east once again. A little bit more snow in the high country and another system moving through here. January 19th through the 20th, if this holds up 10 days out, will be more snow for the south. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore is mumbling about bundt cake or something. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Interesting rumbler just kicking off here in Corn, Australia, 4.9. No faults associated with that, so wonder what's up going there. 5.6 in Colombia. And a little spattering of activity in California there. Worldwide volcano news for Friday, the 10th of January. Semeru, who knew, 14,000 foot today. Ibu to 14,000 foot as well. Santiaguito, 14,000 foot as well. Seems to be a pattern. Reventador, 16,000 foot blast there. White Island back on the list with the low-level eruption. You can see the smoke moving off to the north. And we reported on this when it occurred. The Grojatavatn volcano in Iceland. Seismic unrest and volcanic tremor here being reported. Now, this activity happened days ago. Where was it? Back in January 2nd, a tremor event was recorded between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m., originating near a volcano that hasn't erupted since 960 A.D. So we got things spicing up in Iceland. Fuego to 17,000 feet. Ibu to 14,000 feet. Semeru to 14,000 feet. Santiaguito, 14,000 feet. Tal volcano on the list today, 4,000 foot puff there. Ducono to 7. Sungay to 20,000 feet. Fuego to 16. Losjafjul. And this is the ancient volcano that is awakening on Iceland. The tremor event being recorded with activity reaching magnitude M1.5 and M1.8. This is magma being in place to a depth of 16 kilometers. So we've got some time before it moves up to the surface. Needs to rise above 5 kilometers before we worry. We've got Ibu on the list, 7,000 feet. Raventador, 14,000. Sabancaya, unable to detect. Swanosima, 5,000-foot puff there. Wrapping up the list, starting first one for tomorrow, Santaguito to 14. And here is a quick look at that activity at that volcanic complex that hasn't erupted for over 1,000 years. Activity continues today. Space weather looking pathetic if we are actually at solar max. Few sunspots, not doing much. See that C flare there? No biggie. But a solar filament located in close proximity to AR 3947 erupted on January 9th. Coronal dimming was evident in imagery, but no updates to coronagraphs have been done. So according to the solar wind models, this has not been added if a CME did originate. And we have big news coming out tonight as far as space weather. An enormous mountain-sized asteroid will be visible from Earth this weekend in a rare once-in-a-decade event. The enormous near-Earth asteroid 887 Alinda has made its closest approach to our planet in decades, and it's about to peak in brightness in a rare once-in-a-decade event. And you can see it with the naked eye. The enormous asteroid has just zoomed safely past Earth, but it isn't done with our planet yet. This weekend, the mountain-sized space rock will peak in brightness in a rare once-in-a-decade event that you can observe from home with basic stargazing binoculars. If you're in a dark region like us, you may be able to see it with the naked eye. It's even on a free live stream. Named 887 Alinda, the near-Earth asteroid measures 2.6 miles wide, roughly the width of Manhattan. According to NASA's JPL, on Wednesday, January 8th, the chunky space rock made its closest approach to Earth in decades, swooping within just 7.6 million miles of the surface, or about 32 times the average distance between the Earth and the Moon. Alinda is predicted to make another close approach in 2087, but most of us will be dead by then. While this asteroid is big enough to trigger a mass extinction event if it were to collide with Earth, it has safely passed us, which is good news. But for the curious stargazers, on Sunday, January 12th, Alinda will peak in brightness at a magnitude of 9.4. According to this source, it's not bright enough to be seen with the naked eye, but it's bright enough to be visible through entry-level stargazing binoculars or a good backyard telescope, according to astronomer Gianluca Massi. And we all know Gianluca wouldn't lie to us. Now would he? We reported on this last night. Scientists drill a nearly 2-mile down ice core, and we are going to be recovering some of the most incredible data from this, revealing what, well, current climatologists don't want you to know, that natural climate variability is king and CO2 follows. And we'll do a deep dive tomorrow on the radio show about the asteroid, the ice core, and the mound builders, and the story of the Cincinnati tablet from the Adena people. Many of these tablets and the mound builders, well, they're very similar to the Mayan culture and happening right after, well, and before the demise of that culture. So what's going on? Lee and I will break it all down tomorrow on Revolution Radio, noon Mountain Time, with a replay on Magnetic Reversal News, 8 p.m. Mountain. And that's a boom to knowledge. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Half of you watching are unsubscribed, and we need your help to grow. Just hit the button and hit the bell for all notifications, which, by the way, YouTube does not provide to most of our subscribers. That's how wonderful YouTube is. They don't want you to know this information for one reason or another. We love each and every one of you. Happy Friday and be safe. And that is a boom.